Don't know what that was. Welcome back to the Kieran Cullen FC Fur Sir Football channel. It's your boy Fur Sir. Don't forget to subscribe and become a Kieran Cullen. Let's go. Today, I'm going to be going through some of the most controversial kits that have been released and sometimes banned of all time. And we're going to be giving them a brutal rating. Just so bloody harsh. First up, we have an easy one. This Juventus home kit in 2019-20. Now, Juve famously pretty stripy. Not zebra-like, actually one time, but pretty uniformed stripy. However, Adidas decided to go, hold it right there. We're technically going to do stripes. They're not really stripes, are they? And they put a random pink stripe down the middle of it. Now, along with a new badge, this was controversial, as well as signing Cristiano Ronaldo. But I have always liked it. I think this is a banger. I think this is an absolute banger. If I saw this for a reasonable price on a rail, I would buy it. I don't really like Juve. I do have a Juve sort of Campiones top, but I just like the design. I don't hate them. I prefer AC Milan though. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. You know, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because I think the old badge is cooler. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Apart from that, I actually really bloody like this t-shirt. This garment made by a small Chinese boy. Excellent penmanship. Next up is 2013's Brazil Blackout third kit. Now recently, there was rumoured to be a red away kit for Brazil. And everyone went fuming in Brazil. Because apparently you can't throw it back to one of their first ever away kits. Whoa, that's too much. The kits apparently have to be the samba we know, the yellow for the home, the blue for the away, and nothing else. Nothing else can be worn, especially not black. Sickening. This is a banger. The badge on the sleeve. Class. This is a really nice kit. I don't like that they've done that, okay? I think you should be allowed to have a third kit and do whatever you want with it and not be so fucking whiny. If you don't allow for innovation on any level, then that's no fun and you don't get iconic kits, okay? That might be, it's just annoying. Don't like it. But even then, for one half of football in 2023, they wore the black goalkeeper kit just for 45 minutes for anti-racism. And then they just went back to the home kit for the second half. So maybe they're just anti-racist for like 45 minutes. Not enough to not wear the samba yellow the whole game. I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I think this might be a little bit too big on the chest. I'd like it a little bit more subtle. Or maybe just a badge on it, okay? In the middle. That would be quite nice. And the stars on the sleeve. Ooh, that would be cool. Next up is Argentina's 1994 home kit, which was banned. And the black stripes were forcibly removed. They were told by Julio Grondona, who said it was unacceptable. I have no idea what an Argentinian accent is. So they had to drop the black lines. I think the black lines look quite nice, to be honest. I don't usually like this pinstripe things, but it'd probably be nicer. It'd be like a nice change, wouldn't it? From time to time. So they just, they simply removed them, and then now they have black on their kit like all the time, and it just feels very Argentina. When it's just white and blue, it just feels a bit like it's missing something. I like this, but I'm gonna give it like an 8 out of 10 because maybe it would look better without the lines. We all know this one, don't we? 1992 to 93, the Fiorentina away. Now, oddly, how is this the away kit? That's obviously not my main issue with it, but how is this the away kit? Because it's so very purple, and the home kit is obviously fully purple. Now, initially, on first glance, it looks fun and cool, and then you take a little deeper look, and it's just emblazoned with a hell of a lot of swastikas. So many. I don't even know what this shape is meant to be, of which when put upside down and next to it forms, that. Baffling. But also the neckline is way too long and horrible. Don't like that at all. I'm gonna give it a I'm gonna give it a 0 out of 10, obviously, because it has swastikas on it. I was about to give it some kudos for a 5 because I like the white, and then you've got colour on just like sort of your arms put out like that. You've just got colour on this third at the top, and then I remembered about that. Yeah, remembered about the shape. In 2002, The Cameroon boys, courtesy of Puma, came up with this sleeveless number. And I actually rate it. Okay, I think it's a banger. Apart from the Comic Sans font you've got going on over here, which is really irritating, I think it's a banger. Badge, great. Look, another animal of the plains. Great. And then a lion. Really, that looks like a tired lion, bless him. Fucking hell, he's had a rough paper round. But the neckline is not good. But if you're built like a brick shithouse, you're probably going to look quite class in this. And most footballers are. English footballers in 2002, probably not. But I think this is a banger. And I don't know how it would work with VAR. Because it's judged by the sleeve, you know, for like a handball. That would be difficult. You would maybe have to do the whole arm. Yeah, this was obviously banned, but they were allowed to wear it. As their next kit that is about to come up, they were allowed to wear it in the Africa Cup of Nations because I don't think FIFA had any jurisdiction over that. Pretty cool, that. I'm going to give this one a solid 9 out of 10 because I want to wear it at 5-a-side unexpectedly because I think that would be undoubtedly very funny for about 5 minutes. And then you'd get very self-conscious. Oh, why did they do this? Puma were having fun around these times. So in 2004, they thought, let's one-up this and make a onesie. A bloody onesie with what I can only assume is lion paw prints of an attack. They've been attacked, but I reckon they double up as ventilation holes. Pretty cool. It's not. It reminds me of those Channel 4 documentaries when adults dress up as babies. Not good. That's really objectively not good. They actually wore this one as well in the 2004 AFCON. Really horrible. What if you need a big piss? A half-time piss. You got to get the whole thing undressed like you're a lady. And that's not an attack on women. I just don't understand how women wear full jumpsuits and they can go for a piss and they just get like fully naked for a piss. Like a public toilet. Insane. Because there's probably piss on the floor, isn't there? I don't know. I've never been in the girls' toilet. But on the men's floor, it's mainly piss. I'll give this one a solid 0.1 out of 10. This should never have been made. There was no chance this was ever going to have been good. Imagine buying a replica of one of this and going to a game. Insane. Ellis should do that. No. Ellis should make Ben Gibbs do that. Next up is the Chinese away kit for 2018, which was banned at the last minute by China. Oh, shock. Not shocked because it's China, but obviously they would be the ones who would ban it. The Chinese FA, apparently, when... Not going to do the accent. They apparently went, hold up, boys, at Nike. Black is a unlucky colour here, so what have you done now? Nike probably should have checked that, but apart from that, it's a really nice kit. You know, if you don't think black is unlucky, luck is meaningless and doesn't exist. So maybe get over it. I am going to give this kit a 8 out of 10 though. I think it's a banger, but I just never liked this kit shape. City had the same this year in 2018, and I just don't like the fit of it. Mexico's home kit in 1999. Now they were allowed to play in this one, because if you notice on the front of this, it's just a massive image, and on the sleeves of the Mexico national team badge. However, what they wanted and initially had was this gigantic symbol, which isn't the badge of the national team. This is an official government symbol, which unsurprisingly can only be used by the government and can't be used by a private company to generate a kit for their capitalistic gain. This looks better because this fades in a bit more. This one feels a bit brutal and dark, but that could just be the lighting. But ultimately, I guess this would be better because you don't want to just have the badge just thrown about. You want something different, okay? Just having more badge is a little bit shit, isn't it? I'll give it a 7. I don't really like it. No, I'll give it a 5. I don't really like it, to be honest. It's too much. You don't need it on the sleeves as well. Huddersfield Town Home. Now cast your mind all the way back 6 fucking years to the summer of 2019. And Paddy Power had sponsored Huddersfield. And they announced it on Twitter being like, whoa, look at this new outrageous kit. And everyone was like, oh my God, this is going to be a joke. It's bloody Paddy Power, notorious for bloody jokes. And yet they wore it in a game of football. And in that game of football, the FA were like, fucking hell, boys. You're not fucking allowed to do that. And they fined them. Appropriately so, because this contravenes Sorry, I dribbled everywhere. This contravenes all sponsorship size rules. But obviously, it was a marketing stunt. And Paddy Power were like, we'll pay the fine, Huddersfield, don't worry. We actually just wanted to prove a point and be like, shirt sponsors ruin kits. We should give it back to the fans. And then they paid for the sponsorship, but didn't ever sponsor on for the rest of the season. I feel like it would have been more effective just to have the sponsor, to be honest. You know what? I'm going to give this kit a 10 out of 10 because I think if you manage to own one of these, it would be really cool because there must be barely any of them in existence. There must be the ones that were made for the one friendly that they played in it. And a cross stripe kind of actually works on an already striped kit. That is peculiar. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I didn't see that coming. Puma. Why did they do this? In 21-22, on the third kits of almost every single club, they removed the badge. And they actually, well, they didn't remove the badge. They actually put the badges really subtly and just shiny in a massive pattern on the base of all the kits. And they just put the club's name. Horrible. First off, the BVB font is disgustingly bad. We just called Man City instead of Manchester City. Don't use the shorten. Just put MCFC. That seems insane. But ultimately, horrible. However, I have this one. I can't remember why. I think it was really cheap on the club website and I just thought I'd buy it. It must be like 20 quid or something. And it fits nicely, okay? But I don't like it. I understand Puma once again trying to do something a bit new, and you got to do this sometimes because how do you find the bangers unless you take risks? However, not a banger. Let me know in the comments down below which of these kits is your favorite and any other controversial kits I may have missed, ones that were hated upon release or just before they were released and never shown to anyone. Don't forget to subscribe. I've been your boy Kieran, and I'm still waiting on a series of packages from China and Turkey. I will see you very soon. Bye.